I'll be calling you a radical. Happy Earth Day, happy Earth Day. Oh, we're halfway there. Living on an anti-nuclear prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. So, we really are halfway there. You know, just since 2011, we've taken them. Nuclear Waterloo, oh, they didn't have the Rothschild's carrier pigeon this time. He never got there on time. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, which is Wellington, when they called in their cousins, never made it on time this time. They're done. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate is over and done. Their propaganda machine, their Fukushima cover-up, the whole 9 yards. The evidence, I like it how you just continue to ignore the science, the scientist. The science, the reality means fucking nothing. And if you're a scientist, show me your fucking field work. Oh, you don't have any. You just regurgitate what the imperialists fucking tell you. Well, that's academia, right? Look at all this Harvard, Columbia, Stanford, copy, paste, copy, paste. Fuck. Talk about fraud. That's the nuclear industry, right? Don't drop your dry cask container. So, talk about Kevin Blanch's historic salmon work, not to mention Kevin Blanch's historic tide pool work, not to mention Kevin Blanch's historic well work, not to mention Kevin Blanch's historic heat dome over the Western Isles, not to mention Kevin Blanch's historic tree work, not to mention Kevin Blanch's historic work fighting back at the IEA, Kevin Blanch's historic work blocking New Scale, exposing the lies. Fuck, I've done the work of 1,000 activists. Oh, well, Kevin reached into the bag. So continue to deny the fucking truth, the reality, and the science. So, all you deniers that you think nuclear energy is clean, you're the biggest fools who ever walked. You honestly, anybody who says nuclear energy is clean, just airing your ignorance in public. Uranium. That's where this whole madness starts, right? Uranium 238, natural from the earth. Mine it, tear it out, dig it up. That's how we make nuclear energy, right? No. No, you have to take the uranium, which is uranium 238 natural from the earth from billions of years of lightning strikes. You have to turn it into what we call uranium 235, which is a fucking centrifuge process, which is the most nasty, unnatural, ecological poisoning fucking thing in the history of mankind. And all you deniers, we'll talk about some salmon work also, but you deniers, you know, you branded yourself in history on the salmon collapse, on the well kites. Kevin Blanch, the scientist, has proved the outliner. We call that an outlier. Versus outright liars. That's who academia has turned into. Oh, yeah, we're going to say, yeah, uranium comes naturally. That's not what we use in a nuclear energy reactor. Outright liars. So they take it, uranium 238, and they have a process called the centrifuge process, the enriched uranium process. So what they do, they used to do it in Paducah, Kentucky. There's a facility in Ohio that they're trying to boot and re-get up. They do a tremendous amount in Canada up there, Bruce. Huge amount. We don't talk about that one. Of course, gigantic amount of it in Russia. The proxy wars, all three proxy wars. The United States has become nothing more than the imperialists. Call it New World Order when it's Old World. Up is down, black is white, wrong is right. The old world imperialists, the United States is nothing more than their military colony. That's all we are. Taiwan, Ukraine, the Middle East of Eden. Pop, oppie, drop, they never fucking stop. The enriched uranium, that's when fucking global warming, you're telling me global warming started in 2011, 2012? Well, let me tell you something. Nuclear meltdowns are hot. I'll tell you how hot they are. The super collider in Korea just recently, I think for 48 seconds, recorded a heat from a man-made sun bringing star-powered Earth, Livermore, California, at 100 million degrees for 48 seconds. What do you think these cores in the fucking Pacific Ocean are? This waste, well, you think nuclear meltdowns are Oh, let's boil all the Earth's water. That's a way to cool it down. Because nuclear meltdowns, oh, they're hot, hot, hot. People always read, well, nuclear energy is clean, but it's not safe. It's not clean. It's not even close to being clean. Easy. Oh, I got a phone call. Jesus. I was wondering what the fuck. I'll call him back. So, yeah. One man band blanchism is not easy. I always thought I'd get a lawyer. I always thought I'd get a publicist. I always thought somebody would come along and help me. They haven't. You're on your own, buddy. And me and Lewis up there in NoCal, we got basically 3 guys that have funded this fucking thing now for the last couple of years. I ain't gonna quit you, so back to the uranium process. So they take the uranium naturally from the earth and they centrifuge it. Now, how do they do that? They use centrifugal force. So they put the uranium into cylinders. And in the cylinder, they spin it at super speeds, centrifugal force. And while they're spinning it, it starts to separate. All the atoms start to separate. By the way, we don't split atoms, we collide atoms. So then they hit it with a gas, that nasty X gas, which is a nasty process. You have to make that. It's a nasty fucking process. So they hit it with the gas while it's centrifuging to leach these new elements out. So then it reverses. They use reverse centrifugal force to force the atoms in the centrifugal force together. So what happens when they're spinning at these incredible speeds, centrifuge, they collide. The atoms collide and the atoms burst. And it's the most unnatural process in the world, and it creates all kinds of new things, including plutonium. Now we see the pyramid, the bottom of the pyramid. Well, Kevin Blanch, those are mine. I'm the guy that came up with this new elements coming from Fukushima, which I named Fukushima. Now they're all getting them. Livermorium, Californium, Tennesseeum. Livermore's got fucking much of them. Oak Ridge, here, give them some more money. Give them some more. Give them some more. Well, fuck. Those are all mine. Plutonium. So it leaches out, and they have to capture that. They capture that byproduct from on the cylinder. They actually scrape it off, and they make these little pellets out of it. And that's what you call enriched uranium. Well, at least a byproduct. The byproduct is 97 to 98%. So for every bit of uranium-238, there's only 2 or 3% of it is actually used. The rest is a byproduct that has, those are called uranium tailings. You know, they're lay all over. They dump them everywhere. Put them in, let's make cement out of them, fly ash, whatever. They take it, they put it in everything known to man. It's toxic as hell. Because they know that nobody knows what it even is. So then, this new thing, these new radionuclides that are formed, these new elements are introduced into this Earth that's been here for so long, stuff that's never happened here. So it's foreign. So biology, you know, it affects it all. It affects every living thing here on Earth. Plutonium, Californium, Tennessee. I mean, we're discovering new ones every day that it fucking creates. So they take these pellets right there behind my house, Western Zirconium, Westinghouse, who took Toshiba down, merged with it, bankrupt. Dirtbags, the greatest government pork fucking companies in the world. How about Arriva, the French company who merged with Chicago Bridge and Iron? Remember when I had a short Chicago Bridge and Iron, you made all that money? I mean, when it loses 90% in one day, you think you made some money in the options market? Build the Tower to Babel in Savannah River, South Carolina? It was all a lie. 30 billions later, don't work. Oh, we're halfway there. So they put in these pellets, Karen Silkwood. They make these rods out here. What's it? There's zirconium. They're bundles like this. They put these pellets in these rods. The rods are about this tall. And there's 7 to a bundle, 21 actually to a bundle. And then they surround the core. And the core is the actual heat elements. So when they put those in and the exchange starts, because they're so radioactive and hot, as soon as the centrifuge, that process is done, it's fucking, that stuff is literally their suns. It's on fire, the new element. And they surround this core that boils water. It's all still, all nuclear reactors are water boilers. That's all they are. Oh, we're going to get new ones. Wait, no, you're not. Your fairy tale, your salt, they're still fucking fairy tale. They're water boilers. So when they boil their water, that's why all nuclear energy reactors are next to major bodies of water. Next to an ocean, next to the Mississippi River, next to a major river, next to the Great Lakes, except Palo Verde in the desert, they pump the fucking wastewater aquifer, which is insanity. So then the water runs over the top of the hot core. It's so incredibly hot, and I mean hot, that it instantaneously makes this gigantic plume of steam. It boils water, faster than a microwave. So it comes over, so just tremendous amounts of water run over by the millions of gallons per minute each reactor runs over the top of this. It creates steam. Above the steam are generators. The steam fucking turns the generator, thus creates electricity. But there's byproduct, because then after an 18-month cycle, they have to replace them. So they pick them up with a crane, put them right here, like in this, I call this cement, the new cement fuel pool, dip it into the cement fuel pool here at Nuclear U in the belly of the beast, Kevin Blanch. Remember, I did the due diligence here at the #1 school business in the country here. I was the guy. Blackballed. Now they're last are investigators for the FBI. So, grab your dry cask container. So, after their life cycle, it isn't even their life cycle, their incredible heat starts to fade just a hair after 18 months. So they replace it. They pick that whole big thing up like with a crank, put it in a swimming pool, has to stay cool. Well, they have to use electricity to keep those pools cool. And we've had 40 years building up on site. These nuclear reactors all over the country have 40 years of nuclear. It was supposed to go to Yucca, remember? That ain't happening. They built Yucca. They sucked all the money. Eric Reed was there. He was the guy. And so Las Vegas grew up. They're not about to let you radiate them again. Let's put it in WIP in New Mexico. They're already doing that. You know, they got this shit. It's a fucking shell game. It's stored all over. The half-life's forever. That's how filthy it is. It's fucking disgustingly dirty. I mean, go up to Hanford and ask them how fucking clean it is. Go down to WIP in New Mexico fucking and ask them how fucking clean it is. There's nowhere to put the fucking waste. Go right here to Utah Energy Solutions dump site and fucking ask them how clean it is. Why do you think everybody out there in Wendover gets fucking cancer? Gets leukemia. So happy Earth Day. Oh, you know, everybody says, why'd you take on? I've always took this on because I know it's the top of the pyramid. These imperialists, their #1 tool is nuclear energy. Which came first, the nuclear chicken or the nuclear egg? You can't have nuclear fucking bombs without having nuclear energy. The byproduct in the fucking waste, that enriched uranium, that's what they use to make nuclear bombs. There's a lot of money in that because of government pork that flows this, because they play the fucking card of fear. Fuck, there's enough nuclear bombs. When the UN, the international community, has banned nuclear weapons. But just like, you know, it's just like the war. This fucking country has turned into, since post-2000, has turned into this fucking, fuck the rest of the world, fuck the Geneva Conventions, fuck international law. Fucking, how do you think we get white phosphorus? White phosphorus, depleted uranium from what? The process I just said. They use it for weapons. It's fucking toxic. They sprayed it all over Fallujah. Fuck it. All those guys coming home with cancer, fuck, they made the place radioactive. Pop-Oppy dropped. When everybody said don't drop it, include, I think the irony blows my mind, actually, Robert Downey Jr. holding the Oscar for playing Louis Strauss at the exact second of the greatest nuclear disaster in human history. Fukushima, and they're still going to tell you that 1 at Chernobyl is more than 3, Winston. 2 plus 2 is still 4. Oh, we're halfway there, living on an anti-nuclear prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Just the fact that I get leukemia on 11/11/11. There's no stairway to Kevin. Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you fucking lie to me. I slept in the dead fucking pines with the suns from Fukushima, Japan. They always shine. Don't you remember, Kevin? You know, I defend everybody that the nuclear energy crime syndicates killed. Every living thing. All the washed up, dead, starved to death wells. The doused up mures. The seals. The sea lions. Oh, 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 oh. What they saying, Blanche? They're saying, save me, save me. Oh, oh, oh. Pismo, have a full-blown account. What they saying? What are you saying about, I'm trying. What are they saying? Try harder. What did you say? I will. I am. Fucking, I fight for her. She fights for we. Kevin D from the sea. It's the ecology. Just the fact that I survived a cancer that no one survives. AML de novo with a marker of 44. It's unsurvivable without a transplant. I mean, talk about compelling. Fucking, how can they cover that up? Kevin Blanch here, he's predicted his own cancer. Doing videos from inside his bone marrow transplant unit. Fuck, his chest split open, heart ripped out. Open heart surgery twice. But you still deny my work as I'm doing the greatest PhD in human history, semi-wise on chemo, literally, on Balco. Fighting for Mother Earth's a motherfucker. Try it. That mega welfare dairy behind my house, watching poison one of the most beautiful ecologies. I grew up there on this beautiful fucking ecology. You're telling me a coincidence the heat dome over the western United States predicted by Kevin Blanch? How about the Plutonian fires and all the fucking trees? Look at this tree. What a beast it was not very long ago. You tell me that's all coincidence. You tell me the salmon collapse on Q 2011, the stillhead salmon go to sea 1 year on 2012. You're telling me that the fucking Chinook who go to sea for 5 years, who fell off a cliff in 2016, who had record returns at 1540, that's a coincidence. Coincidence doesn't get it in science. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're curious, they're bewildered, they're alarmed. That's all we've heard. That's not fucking science. Now the 75 biologists are agreeing with Kevin Blanch. The data's there, yes. Kevin Blanch was right the whole time. This was a starvation event started in 2012. Oh, wasting use just started in 2012. Well, what caused wasting? Oh, the blob, the plume. I'm the guy that first started reporting in 2012. 13, you can physically see it. Kevin Blanch, we know that started in 2011, 2012. That's called acidification. You killed the fucking, all the healthy, the plankton. You know, they're plankton feeders. Whales are plankton feeders. Fuck, this heat source took it out. It's unarguable fucking documented fact because that's called an outlier. So did the salmon. I'll post this. Got a sore throat, got a little bug a few days ago. Just been juicing heavy to get rid of it, which I always do. Knock on wood. I haven't had really a cold or a flu or anything since 2011, since under the heavy chemo. Can't afford to, right? Fuck, that's all I needed was a virus in those days, walking around doing this work with plate accounts at 38. So nuclear energy, the dirtiest, filthiest fucking thing in the world. And everybody that fucking goes along with it, they're either ignorant or they're a fucking liar. Or both. Which selfish, ignorant people will elect selfish, ignorant leaders on chemo, on Balco, literally. So the salmon numbers. So, you know, just an F record returns up on the Kenai, the Newshack, the Fraser, the mighty Columbia. The Deschutes, the Rogue, the Jedediah Smith, the Klamath. The Klamath and Jedediah Smith are right next to each other. They're both in symphony post 2016 on the Chinook salmon down 97%. And one has dams and the other does not. Dynasty. Big fish eat little fish. As Kevin Blanch hypothesis, you broke the chain. You promised you would never break the chain. May a landslide bring all you fuckers down. The old mirror in the sky, what is love? Fucking happy Earth Day that we get 1 day a year. The environmentalists, the ecology, the defenders, they get 364. Fucking the Earth poisoners, the nuclear energy crime syndicate. Well, 365 this year. It's a leap day. They don't take fucking days off. So fighting cancer. So I'll post these numbers. They're put out. So Oregon's still letting them fish a little bit. Now the state of Washington's the most derelict of them all. You can look it up. He's doing time in prison. The head of the Washington Fish and Gang. In 2015, when the catastrophe started, they were having orgies. Look it up, it's for real. He raped a fellow employer. He's in prison. Look it up. Look at Oregon keeps the numbers straight because I've used to call them every fucking day. Army Corps engineers classified me. That's an arguable fact. Our insider sent me the emails on the classification. I put it online. They're afraid of me because I'm the activist that wins and accomplishes. Oh, we're halfway there. Living on an anti-nuclear prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. We will make it. We got them so fucking down with their fucking lies and their same old thing. 1918, fucking Spanish flu on Balco, March 11th, with their guns and their tanks and their fucking propaganda machine. Maybe they can hire Freud's fucking nephew again. Come tell you, eat your big fucking breakfast. Nuclear's clean, green. We're gonna have nuclear spaceships where each flying around. Nuclear fucking cars, nuclear hair dryer. Fuck. What a fucking lie. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little nuclear lies. So I'll post these salmon numbers. So finally, somebody got a hold of the FBI and is printing their work. So they track so hardcore now on every single river. They trace and track because you have to register. You have to do this to even catch a salmon. They're not about to close it because they want them still to come. So catching a salmon now is like getting the lottery. So these people come and send, the Mitchell Act. We used to call it the Martin Blanch Matrix. It was up to $100,000 a fish. It's millions of dollars a fish now. So they still leave it open just enough with the quota. They can't get any quotas. They can't get anything because there's just no fish. So you can look it up. 162 boats with 628 poles, 1,252 bank fishing over a 20-day period, which was open. Catch 20 fish. And they're 4-pound little sucked up things. And so they listed the data on everyone. I'll post it for you. I'll spoon feed everybody, which I do. I have all the data. I put every bit of it. I've well documented. So hardcore. That's what a great PhD does. I'm not mystified. I'm not stumped. I'm not baffled. I'm not even curious. Why banana? Because they'll say this nuclear fallout is like a banana. No, it's not. Oh, go my dietitian. In those early days of fighting cancer because I was too sick for transplant. We're going to have to do it with diet. We're going to have to do it with fucking walking, meditation, my intensity, my art, all this. You're going to have to just... Kevin, you already act like a monkey. Eat like one too, she said. Kevin Blanch, because I act like a monkey. And I eat like one too. Monkeys don't get cancer and leukemia. They eat bananas. They eat coconuts. I ate a lot of bananas. I did this day. Of course, they poisoned that. I'm a juicer. I do a lot of things right. Of course, I do plenty of things fucking wrong. I'm not perfect. It's another thing. But I do the work. I did the work. My raw, organic, hardcore fucking tideful work. That's the way it had to be. You cannot filter your work as a scientist. You just throw it the fuck out there, hardcore. Get it out there. First you hypothesize knowledge, then you do the field work, then you defend your work. Is this tsunami of ignorance? Nuclear energy is the dirtiest, filthiest fucking energy system. And it's simple. And you can argue with the other way. This isn't 1976 when we're having this argument with solar panels on the White House. Is that a banana, Blanche, or are you just happy to see me? By the way, who stopped the anti-nuclear, who stopped the solar energy renaissance? Reagan! The guy that put him in the White House, the hostage. You see Terry died yesterday? Terry Anderson, the hostage. In that setup, Bechtel's baby, Reagan. We're not having the solar argument in 1976 when Carter, who was an old nuclear guy, went into Chalk River, who this university built. We're having this conversation in 2024. Oh, you can't store the sun on a cloudy. You're full of shit. The fuck we can't. The answer's simple. Net meter? Oh, fuck. Remember when people in Las Vegas just a few years ago and in SoCal were selling back solar off their house rooftop? I know people in Vegas that were making $5,000-$6,000 a month on their own personal house. But some legislator from here went in, oh, it's not fair to the nuclear coal. Not fair. And they says, oh, they've been arguing with me on this university. This university's winning all kinds of wars for lowering its footprint of electricity. They sure didn't do it with nuclear, yet they still push it. They did it with geothermal and solar. The sun's on 300 days a year here. The whole western desert, it's a fucking no-brainer. If you would allow people to sell unlimited amount into the fucking grid, well, somebody's got to pay for that grid. We pay. They never paid for the grid. The coal and nuclear should never pay for that grid. The United States taxpayer paid for that grid and continue to this day pays for the grid. They're fucking liars. Here, give me some more money for this fairy tale news scale shit. Bill Gates had fucking came, and we get ripped off in Utah like that. Oh, we're halfway there, living on a net. Look what I'm up against. I mean, they have all the money, for they are many and we are few. But we are fucking right and we are true. I am from the C, the ecology, Kevin D. We. Happy Earth Day. I defend the seals. Our DNA almost matches theirs exactly. They've been wiped out. Starvation event, which started in 2011. We call that outlier science versus outright liars. So you can't argue with me now. The heat dome over the western United States, the salmon collapse, the whale collapse, the fucking grays and the humpbacks, and I did in real time, the sea lions, the seals. Their answer on the Columbia, you know what they're doing on Earth Day? You know how they're celebrating Earth Day on the Columbia River in Oregon? Shooting and killing sea lions in the Columbia River. For real, I'm not kidding. I can't believe no journals aren't up there video. You know, where's the fucking environmental community in Oregon from? Please. Wyden, he went to Fukushima how many times? He says, it's way worse than that. He was talking to me. He hasn't returned an email from me for fucking now since 2013. So you're rehabbing the sea lions and the seals trying in California. They swim up to the mouth of Columbia to eat what they've been eating for fucking millions of years, Chinook salmon, and they shoot them. That's the fucking answer. And how do you deal with this tsunami of ignorance? So I'll post these salmon numbers. They're all out there. So go salmon, spend your money. Is like winning the lot. Oh, I caught one. Oh, did you hear Bill fucking Johnny's cousin fucking caught one? Oh, he did? Well, where? Yeah. 4 pound about that big. I used to say on my videos in 2013, 2012, 24. Remember all I used to say, hey, I'm booking my trips on the Great Salt Lake. You know, to go salmon fishing. I will quote my mom. Kevin, you've been divorced for so long. Some of these girls, I don't know, man. Yeah, I know. It's a 40-year relationship. When are you ever going to get remarried? It's been a while, man. When I find a girl, a woman, when I kiss her, she bends her knee, willing to stomp grapes barefooted. In this society of your generation, she said, you're living in the past. Why don't you go right behind the house on the Great Salt Lake and go see if you can catch a mermaid? Why not? That's what you're doing in fucking big boats, spending all that money. So I'm booking trips for salmon fishing on the Great Salt Lake. I mean, we go catch marlin, you and Hemingway. You know, whatever you want, we'll have it. Because you got just as much chance. Living the fairy tale, nuclear energy. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on an anti-nuclear prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Happy Earth Day. It's ecology, stupid. You think it's... Talk about injustice. Talk about injustice. Climate injustice. And you think boiling the Earth's water, some fairy tale, and throwing money to these small nuclear energy reactors that don't exist, boiling all Earth's water, leaving uranium tailings fucking all over. Centrifuge hex gassing is clean. Hell of a way to boil a planet, Kevin Blanch. Fuck, this answer's simple right there. So if they said you can sell all you want back into the grid, we have a grid. This sun right here today off a solar panel into the grid could be a Times Square at the speed of light. If you let people unlimited sell these Freudian, whatever they are here in America, and especially in Utah, they worship the golden calf. They worship the almighty dollar like no other. They would have solar panels all over their house, on their chicken coop, on their garage, on their doghouse. They would have solar panels strapped to their kids' backs and say, kids, get outside and make sure you bend over. And they'd have wires hanging off them like tails. I mean, my buddy used to walk around right here in Utah all the time. I love that dude. And he had solar panel on his dog's back. Oh, look at this. How perfect. So I thought there'll no way be any babies born on this pond because their nesting spot was right there, right? They tore the nest and there's no cover. You walk around, I've been looking all over, seeing if there's anybody. Where did they hide those? Where did Mom and Dad? How beautiful, right, for Earth Day. Come to say hi. Mom and Dad, they tricked them somehow. I don't know where they hid because there is no cover here, and I've been looking. I only see, oh no, there's the 7th one coming to visit on Earth Day. They made for life. They used to live to 35 years old. Most of them die around 20. The medium age now is down to 20. Why? Because they get shot. They hunted pretty well year-round here. They've torn out all their nesting grounds because they hate the environment in Utah. Utah hates the ecology more than anyone. When I was a kid, Earth Day was such a giant deal here. And by the way, Earth Day was started as an anti-nuclear energy movement. Remember I did that great interview. It's out there with the guy who invented Earth Day. And he's Canadian, but he started in San Francisco and other different areas when it started in 1970. And he's changed it to January 11th. That's the day Annika died. That's the day my dad died. That's the day Aaron Swartz died. It's the day Alexander Hamilton was born, who I'm direct bloodlines of. Beautiful. Don't mix the geese with the ducks. Why? Beautiful. In 1970, nearly half of the United States population celebrated Earth Day first year. Over 10% of the entire population attended some type of Earth Day event. Well over 20 million people when there was less than 200 million people in this country. You know, and one day I'll do a documentary on why certain groups of people do not participate in the environmental movement, because it was about zero growth in those days. The environmentalists, and so there was lots of stuff that went on that shouldn't happen. You know, but we need to fix all that. Everybody should be involved. Earth Day was an anti-nuclear energy movement. Big time. Look up the interview. It's out there with he and I. He's a numbers guy, so am I. By the way, I want to tell people I'm in the 1% cancer study. It's an older study now, 14 years old. I'm a 1%er. People that survive cancer, that there's less than 1% survival rate. I had AML de novo with a marker over 44, which was basically unsurvivable in this. And the fact that I did it in 2011 and I predicted it, and Blanchstradamus, and I went to the bone marrow transplant at 11/11/11. I didn't have a transplant. I was too sick. Marshall Jensen, the most famous leukemia case in America since the atom bomb Sudoku, folding 1,000 paper cranes, was in the room next to me. Look him up. What a gem, man. We're halfway there, living on an anti-nuclear prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. It's a hard ride, but it's like I told the grandkids. My grandson's 13 now, both of them, and they're calling me and They're like, Grandpa, my mom, our mom, because they're a week apart, my two youngest girls, children, 2011 models, which I say they're incredible athletes, beasts, all that and 2011 kids are, because I call them the Futonium children. I'm telling them, Hulk was made from plutonium, right? Yeah, man-made. So was Spider-Man, breakaways, got bit. What are you kids? You guys were nurses of Mama, and she got Futonium. They're Futonium babies. They're nuclear. They're beasts. So it's a pretty amazing story how it's all played out. So the sun, the sun, the sun. It's all about the sun. Always has been. They can't harness it. Oh, yes, they can. And it's about, because they're all about the money. Because they sold their health down the Perivio nuclear energy boiled water river for someone they never melts well. So Earth Day 2024. I mean, what a journey, huh? So just the fact that this happened and they just covered it up. Where's the cores? Where's the cores? If she would have told me 2011 that I was right about all this, Kevin Blanch hypothesis, first year hypothesis of knowledge, then you, and the Great Pacific Genocide came true. That's my gold medal from the dead tide pool jumping, the last Olympics. We got Olympics coming up in Apeti, the Pro Nuclear Games. If somebody would have told you Kevin Blanch's hypothesis all came true, every freaking bit of it, and the greatest ecological catastrophe in an acute fashion, we call those outliers. That was my hypothesis in March of 2011. I did my field work, 13 years of it, tide pool on, boots on the ground, salmon, all of it. I'll post this salmon link. That's a traditional PhD, a real one. Had to go rogue. Where did we do? Turn it over to the J store? Let him Aaron Swartz me? Huh? Academia's been captured. Maybe I can do a copy and paste and get a job at Harvard or Columbia or at Stanford. Oh, fuck. Those fucking institutions need to be boarded up. You know, as my good friend Dr. Burrows says over here, academia has run its course now. It's completely captured and it's completely gone. It needs to be completely washed out. And you're the pioneer, Blanche. You're the one that went rogue and put it online for God and everybody. Remember when Google used to call themselves the Great Equalizer? Yeah, well, they circled the wagons on that, didn't they? So, happy Earth Day, man. What a beautiful, beautiful day here. Oh my God, how beautiful, right? One last line. It's the ecology, stupid. You broke the chain. You promised you would never break the chain. Stay tuned.